In the last video, we looked at the 6 things every government wants: growth, jobs, stable prices, trade balance, equality, a clean environment. Sounds perfect, right? Here is the problem. Chasing one aim almost always gets in the way of another. Today, I am going to show you 3 of the biggest conflicts and why no government has ever perfectly solved them. Conflict number 1. Full employment versus stable prices. This is the most famous clash in all of macroeconomics, and it has its own name, the Phillips Curve. Here is how it works. When unemployment is very low, workers have power. They demand higher wages. Higher wages mean businesses face higher costs. So businesses raise their prices to protect profits. And now inflation starts rising. This is exactly what happened in the United States in 2021 and 2022. After COVID, unemployment dropped sharply. Workers demanded higher pay. Wages rose. Businesses raised prices. Inflation hit 9%, the highest in 40 years. The U.S. Federal Reserve had to raise interest rates aggressively to bring inflation back down. But higher interest rates slow the economy and risk pushing unemployment back up. Fix one problem, create another. Conflict number 2. Economic growth versus environmental sustainability. More production means more energy, more carbon, more pollution. The faster an economy grows, the harder it is to stay green. China is the perfect example. 40 years of extraordinary economic growth lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty, but it came with devastating environmental costs. Air pollution in Beijing became a public health emergency. Rivers were contaminated. Forests disappeared. Now China is the world's largest investor in solar and electric vehicles, trying to grow the economy and cut emissions at the same time. It is possible, but it is expensive and it is slow. Every country faces this same tension. Build more roads, boost growth but increase carbon emissions. Open more factories, create jobs but pollute the air. The conflict between growth and sustainability is one of the defining challenges of our generation. Conflict number 3. Full employment versus balance of payment stability. This one is less talked about but just as real. When employment is high, people have more money in their pockets. They spend more, but some of that spending goes on imported goods, foreign cars, electronics, clothing, gadgets. More imports mean a larger trade deficit. Money flows out of the country. The UK experiences this regularly. When the British economy is booming and employment is high, the trade deficit widens. British consumers buy more German cars, French wine, Japanese electronics, and Chinese electronics. To reduce the deficit, the government might need to slow the economy down, but slowing the economy risks increasing unemployment. And we are back to square one. So here is the big lesson. Government macroeconomic policy is never simple. It is a constant balancing act. Every policy decision involves a trade-off. Fix unemployment, risk inflation. Grow the economy, risk the environment. Boost employment, risk the trade deficit. The best governments do not eliminate these conflicts. They manage them. They prioritize based on what their economy needs most at that moment. And they accept that you cannot have everything at the same time. Next video, we look at the tools governments actually use to manage all of this: fiscal policy, monetary policy, supply-side policy. Full study notes and past paper practice at exampassport.online. Link is in the description. See you in the next one.